Well. So in the first ever episode of The Last Resort, episode 1, season 2, here's the thing. We know that Sophie came out to say that apparently Josh had slid into her DMs, and she made it abundantly clear as if Josh was, let's just say, putting on his game because he wanted a little bit of her attention. Well, it seems as if 90 Day Fiancé update have uploaded, Josh slid into Sophie's DMs. And now we can really know what really went down in the DMs. So the first one is Sophie in particular here. As you can see, Josh obviously is responding to a photo Sophie had posted with the fire emoji. And as you can see, this happened in February, 28th of February. So that means this would have been this year, but if it was last year, the year would have been added on top of this. So that's why I believe this is definitely something that happened this year. So that means this happened around the time Josh already knew that Sophie was with Rob. He must have, because you can't tell me that he did not watch the show. But hey, anyway, we get into it. He says, so, did you get the last resort? I heard you might be there. So here's the thing. The fact that he says that means he knows who her man is, right? Okay, cool. And she responds, yes, I'm going to be there. What about you? And he goes, yes, I'm coming out to my neck of the woods. My partner is a bit on the wild side, so we will see how this goes. I already told them I need my own room. No way I can stay with that girl. Now bear this in mind, Josh already made it abundantly clear straight from the jump that he's got a woman. He said, my partner. So that means he's talking and he's already told her that he's obviously not necessarily available for Sophie. Sophie makes it sound as if he was sliding the DMs for her attention. Okay? And then also he says, no way I can stay with that girl. Also clearly hinting at the one and only Natalie. So with that being said, then proceeds on to the next one itself in particular here where it says, where Josh says, well, this will be fun. Looking forward to meeting you and working with you. Is that right, Joshua? Don't worry, we've seen the yams. Nobody blames you. Anyway, she says you two should be a fun experience. Then Josh says, do you know anyone else that's on Last Resort? She goes, no, I don't actually. Do you? He responds by saying, no. Harry said he was working on Happily, so I was asked if we were going. Then he was interested that I knew you, that I knew you. He perked up. Then I told him, no, we just say hi here and there and on Insta. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So this is where things get interesting because as you can see, Josh isn't exactly talking about himself. Okay? And as you can see, she responds by saying, I am dead. Okay, with the laughing emoji. Now, moving on again. Now, of course, we're looking at dates here. The first message themselves in particular was around February. Now here, it's interesting because this goes back up to January now. So I don't know why we're backdating. You know what I'm saying? People need to, 90 Day Fiancé update. Like, put these things in the right timeline, please, okay? Confusing us all here. What's going on here? Now, of course, at the same time, though, I understand why this was added. This was added to see that Rob obviously has a consistency, or at least I think, to say that, not Rob, but that Josh has a consistency of liking Sophie's posts whenever she likes to post something. Sheesh, girl. Damn. Imagine being in your 40s and your dialect is sheesh. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. If he was sliding into a DM of a woman who's in her 30s or even her 40s, you know what I mean? Okay, and he was like, sheesh, girl, I wouldn't be surprised if that girl said, yeah, I'm about to move on, because this man clearly is still a boy. But anyway, we continue. Now, with that being said, so this is back. So this was in January again, because at the bottom there you can see where it says. So now we're kind of going backwards within this conversation. But as you can see, Sophie says Austin, Texas. She's replying to something, and he says, what, Austin? I thought you were out of the country. She responds by saying, no, ha ha ha, I was in LA, then moved to Austin a year ago. He says, wow, okay, we planning a Vegas trip soon. You been? Now remember, this is what Sophie mentioned. She mentioned that Josh had invited her to a trip to where? Vegas. She says, no, I've not been, but I definitely want to go. It looks fun. Interesting. Very interesting, because you can see here, Sophie is the one that initiates the idea of her wanting to go to Vegas. But on the show, she made it seem as if it was Josh that invited her on going. when that was not the case, he just literally asked, have you been? And then she says, no, but I definitely want to go. So let's be real. When somebody says that, they're telling you they're telling you that I want to come too. And rightly so, he responds by saying, okay, what you doing on February 17th? And she goes, I want to be in New York. I'm gonna be in New York 12 to 25th. And therefore, obviously, you know, in that conversation, yourself in particular, he responds by saying, okay. So now, here again, we're going up in the dates. We're now at January 19th. Okay. And as you can see at the top there, it says, but we're not in a committed relationship currently. So Josh now is changing up the tune. You need to make up your mind, buddy. Are you with a partner or not? But then again though, the whole partner thing is something that he mentioned in February. This is January. So this is quite interesting. This is where things get quite twisted. And well, she says, okay, yeah, I understand. He says, well, maybe I'll see you on the last resort, LOL. She goes, yes, hopefully. And then as you can see, my man is out here liking her post again. Damn, my man is thirsty. I mean, listen, to be honest with you, him dropping these DMs, I'm assuming it was him, but obviously it's from his account. They're not really doing him that much of a favor. Fair enough, he's proven a few things here and there about what Sophie says. But at the same time, though, he's not exactly doing himself a favor, Mr. Sheesh. But I tell you what's interesting, though. Throughout the whole topic, throughout the whole conversation, she does not mention anything about her relationship with Rob. Now, the thing is, it could be because she is already expecting Josh to already know this because people who are part of the show would know this. If this was Sophie having a conversation with somebody completely random who's not on the show, who doesn't really know who she is too much, that's a different conversation. Then I would be here saying, why are you not telling my guy here that you've got a man? In this situation, I don't feel like it's that simple, but hey, I'll let you folks decide that one. As far as I'm concerned, it is Josh who's being a cheeky chap, as we say in the UK. Now, with that being said, though, Sophie says, yeah, we will see then. And I'm not in LA currently, but I'm moving back out there end of March. What about you? He says, I'm back and forth from LA and Phoenix. But I mainly work in LA and travel the US for castings for my production company. I don't watch many stories on 90 Day, but I got to say yours was good and entertaining. Are you still together? So imagine it's Josh that has to ask the question of, are you still together? And as you can see right here, she says, oh yes, I love LA. And then she goes, it's complicated, laughing emoji. And thank you. You guys are entertained as well. Are you still together? And he goes, well, it's complicated. It's been quite a ride to say the least. We are not, okay, so this is where he says we are not in a committed one. So I'm assuming this may be about Natalie, maybe about Natalie. I'm not too sure, but either way though, both of them are making it abundantly clear that it's complicated. And I ain't gonna lie to you. You tell a man that it's complicated, hell, you tell a woman that once it's complicated, let's be real, doesn't matter what gender it is, that's a loophole. You know what I'm saying? I'll be coming and being like, listen, why the hell do you want to be with a man that makes things complicated? You should be a man that makes things very easy and simple for you. You know what I'm saying? And a woman, on the other hand, she won't tell you that you should be with her because she can make your life more simple. Still, she will start showing you, you know what I mean? Always checking up on you every day. You know what I mean? Doing this. Come on now. We all know how it works. You know your own game, folks. These two. But with that being said, though, as you can see here, Sophie makes another post and Rob just has to comment on another post. Congratulations on your show. Are you shooting anything else? I'm hoping for the last resort. So again, we are going backwards in the date because here, as you see, this was in January 13th. You know what though? I really should have DM'd 90 Day Fiancé UK update and asked them to give me the screenshots, and then I could have already gave you this content in the correct timeline. I ain't gonna lie to you folks, because I feel like I'm confusing myself as well as confusing you guys. But anyway, with that being said though, it does say here, thank you. And yeah, I heard about doing the last resort too, but not sure if I'm on that or not. And he goes, They are finalizing the cast this week, I think. Are you still in LA? Of course, he wants to know if she's still in LA, but he wants to know if they can finally meet. Now, that was the end of all the screenshots, I guess, that was provided to us by 90 Day Fiancé Update. Well, listen, I always say this, thanks to them for doing it, but hey, goddamn, get your timeline in check, man. Come on now. But here's the thing, though. Okay? In this situation here, the matter of fact is, it seemed as if what Sophie was saying on the show was definitely instigating something that she was a part of as much as Josh was a part of. But was Josh the one instigating? Was he the one kind of chasing? I'm going to have to say yes. But it doesn't mean that Sophie is innocent in any shape or form. Okay? But this is the killer part. This is the part that matters the most. Rob, yeah, pussy. Why are you friends with somebody who was trying to move on to your girl? Because now we know they're doing this whole 90-day bad boys, 90-day. Let me keep my comments to myself. Let's keep this kind. But it does say in the caption, check out Josh slided into Sophie's DMs, and then he became besties with Rob doing 90-day bad boys lip sync videos. And then we weigh in, and I'm weighing in right here that Rob is nothing but a pussy, because really and truly, how can you be friends with somebody that was trying to be cheeky with your girl? Okay? Cheeky with your girl. And also, on top of that, the fact that your girl wasn't even shutting it down and she was open to the conversation. That is nuts. Because as far as we are aware, when these DMs were happening, both of them were active with their partners, just in a complicated manner. And just because it's complicated, it doesn't mean you should still be trying to instigate that conversation. You respectfully let them do their complications, and then once if it does end, then you can swoop in. But, given that Rob is your friend now, this is the killer question, right? If Sophie and Rob do walk away from the show, or if they already have walked away from the show, okay, and they are now no longer together, and Josh has also walked away and he's no longer together with Natalie or whoever the hell was in his life, and they are both now single. The question is this, Josh, are you still willing to move? Are you still willing to try your luck with Sophie if she's now single, given the fact that you're now besties with Rob the pussy? And I'm calling him a pussy because he has no backbone. I would not tolerate none of this disrespect. Are you mad? This is disrespect. But that's just me. That's just the way I roll. You know what I mean? Because me personally, I ain't gonna move to one of my friends' exes. That don't make no sense. The only way that would ever happen is if me and my friend are no longer friends anymore, and we haven't been friends for a while, and our relationship is dead. Different conversation. But if we're still friends, or even if we've just freshly fallen out, I still ain't moving to his girl, but that's just crazy work. Crazy work. Because then after that, it just feels I'm being spiteful. Do you see what I'm saying? But to be fair with you, generally speaking, even if I bump into someone that I used to be friends with, and even if I bump into his girl, do I really feel comfortable trying to move to his girl, to be honest with you? Even though he's not his girl anymore, but his ex ain't gonna really sit right with me, to be honest with you. And I ain't gonna lie to you. Each time I'd be clapping her cheeks, I'd be looking at her thinking, damn, I got my guy sloppy seconds. Man, yeah, I couldn't do it personally, you know what I mean? It's better sleeping with somebody when you don't know who they've been with, rather than when you know who they've been with. And plus, when you know who they've been with, I mean, I've never ever been intimate with anybody that I know who has been with someone that I know. But I can imagine if I had been, I'll be clapping up cheeks thinking, yeah, I better be giving you a better deed than the person before. Yeah, listen, I better be giving you a better. Listen, come here, girl, man. Every day will be a whole freaking mission to make sure that she knows that I'm here and I'm that guy. Even if she told me that I was better, I still wouldn't believe him. And I'd be like, nah. Give me those cheeks again. Hey, you guys need to calm down. There's too much violence going on in here right now. But nonetheless, though, give me your thoughts on the matter itself in particular. What are your thoughts? Do you think Sophie's in the wrong? Josh is in the wrong? They're both in the wrong? And what do you think about Rob now being besties with Josh? Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.